Hi guys, welcome. Today's an exciting day. I finally got my baby from shipment. So now I'm here to present my new baby to y'all. Introducing our Earthy Beauty Bay Earthy palette. Yes! Whoop whoop! Couldn't wait to get this palette. I ordered it. It's been what, 2 weeks and a half. It took. So finally we have it here. I cannot wait to create a beautiful look with this palette for you guys. I'm also going to create a swatch video. Do look out for that. So we have the face coming in semi done. We're gonna go ahead, and I wanted to play off camera with this palette first, but we're gonna freestyle it today. Okay, I don't know what colors I'm gonna use. I have not tried these colors yet, so I don't know their performance. I was just excited to get this palette here. If you're new, welcome. Come on in, get some love over here, and subscribe. We have fun with beauty products. I mainly eyeshadow palettes, and I take you guys around introducing you guys to new release videos coming in, and also look out for other high-end beauty products at TJ Maxx and Marshall. So if that's something that you like to catch up on, that's something that makes your stomach fuzzy, go ahead and click the subscription button because you belong here with us. All right, with all that being said, and if you're coming back, bisous to you guys, kisses, and welcome back. So let's get to the video. I've already primed my eyes. I have my Paint Pot, MAC Paint Pot on. I set everything before it creases on me. So we're gonna go and use some different greens on here. Okay, let me introduce you guys to this palette because I'm still learning this palette. So it seems like the top two rows are like cool tone greens, and the second two rows are like warmer greens with like more goldy or brownish undertone here on the second one. And then we have the last two row, which includes some neutrals, which we may need to as a transition color or some to tone down the look or something, to transition it to our skin shade. We have a variety of skin tones here. Oh my god, look at these two right here. Look at these two. Jesus Christ. That one, squash, I'm loving. Baked, we can get baked with that. Novel is like a greenish brown, you see. So we have a variety of, like, for the warmer greens, we have warmer neutral shades to transition with, and the cooler greens, we have these cooler neutral shades with the cooler undertone to transition with. And we have these right here, and we have some mauve, like burgundy. We have a cool undertone burgundy and a warmer undertone. If you guys see what I mean, like they're both in the burgundy shade range, but one has like more of a grayish undertone to it. So yes, let's put these colors to use. I cannot wait to play with the swatches, to share with you guys the quality of this palette. Although I must say, their shipment, their orders takes forever. So if you're willing to get this palette, you must be willing to wait and be patient like I was. All right, so let's start. Let me grab my brushes. Let me come down. I'm getting a poo-poo festival of green on my eye. Let me come down. I'm not feeling it. All right, guys, I kind of deviate from my original thought of the video. So We did start, I wanted to share with you guys the colors of Rip with the eyes bare. I kind of struggled with the undertone range of the shade, so I had to play off camera with it. So I came up with this look, so I'm coming in to share with you guys how this was done on this eye. All right. And yeah, the base I originally used did not, I don't feel like worked well with the shades, because it kind of looked muddy as I was applying certain shades with each other. So I changed the base. I'm coming back with another base on the lid. We started going with the color Seaweed, which is this deep bluish green right here. And I use that on the crease, like right here on the tip, just to give us the definition in the corner of the eye. Using deep colors, rich colors like this, it's always best and it's always safe to go with smaller brushes, because you are more in control of the shades. I started out with the with much wider brushes. It did not work, along with the, you know, muddiness of the combos. So I'm giving it another shot using much smaller tools so I can have more control with the shades. Now with the same brush, we're going in to Pines, which is a little bit lighter of green. And we're gonna go right on the midpoint where we stop the Seaweed, and we're gonna go ahead and stamp that going inward. And then we blend. We're gonna take Pines on the outer part as well. And going back with the first shade, like so. All right, so the next green I went to use is the with a much bigger brush. Where is it? Is the Seahorse, which is a pastel bluish green. And I use a wider brush, tap off the excess, and go right in the midpoint of the eye to brighten up the greens here. And also the excess, we go on the tip of all the colors to kind of diffuse the harshness of the green and blend everything. Okay, like so. And I've already done my face. As you guys could see, there's no fallout at all from the shades, neither the shimmers that I use on this side nor the mattes that we are using right now. So going in, I'm taking these deep Moss is the name of the shade. I noticed on the pan, the outer layer of that shade looks much lighter, and if you guys do see, as we're doing the swatch, once I touched it, it melted into a deeper, darker shade, more of a bluish shade. So the color shift as we get deeper into the palette, into the pen. It's like it's a light yet dark, like a dual chrome type of shade, because turning around on this side, if depends on how the light shifted, it gets either lighter or darker. So we're using this brush to go apply that on the outer part. We always want to apply the deepest shade on the outer part to give the eye some definition. Depends on what type of work you're doing though, but that's the basic step for me. What I did, I wanted to pop this shade spontaneously in between the greens. It did not work out. Okay, I don't know if we see any peak of it showing, but I went real quick right back to cover it up, and the shade that I use to do that is this pixie shade right here. It's almost like a shimmer shade of this one. Well, maybe this one may be a tad bit lighter, but it's closer to the color range. So we're gonna go into Pixie. Which brush did I use for Pixie? On the inner part, we're misting the brush over, meeting with that pastel shade we had used. But so far the shades are so beautiful. We're going into the midpoint of between Pixie and Moss. We're going to use this shade right here, which is Satellite. It's almost like a gray shade, but it has some green undertone to it, and it's in the bottom row of the brownish, the neutral shade in the palette. So Satellite, we're misting our brush. So we're gonna go ahead and use Satellite. I'm putting it at an angle, okay? Inward to outward, okay? We're gonna go back with our fingers on Pixie. Pixie shows more once you apply it with the finger. It's like a deeper shimmer, you see. And then we go to Satellite. We're just meshing all the colors together. Then we go with the brush first into Moss, mixing that with Satellite. Now going back to the matte shades, we're gonna go into Seaweed to mix Moss with it. So we're giving you a little bit of pastel, a little bit of deep green, and a little bit of silver all together. Don't know what I'm gonna do under the lid yet, but we need to do something. All right, so this is it. This is pretty easy. I was really over processing the colors. So we're gonna go under the lash line with this neon. Okay, I'll first use Eucalyptus, and I need a very smaller brush. Eucalyptus, which is my hand. Eucalyptus, which is this green, on the inner part, the outer part, and on the inner part, I'm gonna use Apple. Along with Apple, I'm gonna use Lime. Okay, Apple is this green, and then Lime is this blinding shimmer, and we'll call it a day. And we're gonna stop right on the mid part. Same brush, wiping off Eucalyptus, I'm going into Apple. Isn't that pretty? Okay, same brush, let me go finish off the other eye. All right, within both colors, like right here, okay, right here, down halfway. I'm not gonna take it over to the pastel. I'm gonna keep it down. I'm using that lime shade. Let's mist the brush. I don't care how that's gonna look, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna show. Like right now. We are crying green shimmers. Okay, let me go back with that pixie shade because I want it to pop on the inner part of the lid. We can really reinforce that matte sea moss or seahorse on the mid part up here to brighten up the inner tear duct. And let's clean up. All right, going back to my bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and reinforce my nose. We're crying green, tears, that's fine. Shades are popping, beautiful colors. Let's clean the lash line and, you know, do our eyeliner and mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, the face is done. Let's talk about this palette. We keep the lips nude, like as if it was like my skin, same color and everything. And I use like 3 different lipsticks to get this shade. However, the lip liner that I use is of NYX, the brown brune. This is very old. Y'all see how small this is? This is like a nude skin. I don't know. Y'all see it on the lips. It's beautiful. I don't know why I stopped using that one. But you see, I used to use it a lot. It's almost finished. And then I applied the these 2 Cara Beauty lip stick. This one is terracotta and wifey. And we have this. I originally went with this one, which is the Joda Cat's matte liquid lip powder, but it was too pinkish, so I applied everything else on top of it, and we have this. All right, so the eyes done. This is a different green look that from what I've been giving you guys. I tried to make it just so different so it's not all looking the same. And this palette, you gotta be careful with it, because if you're not, it will whoop one's rear end. Okay, this palette has so much going on at once. I had to do this is the second attempt creating this eye look. The first attempt, everything started looking muddy and everything, so I removed the base. I removed the you know, everything on the eye, and then start all over again with much lighter. Although I said lighter, the lighter one would be this, which is a pastel shade on here, Seahorse. Using the other greens, you really have to be careful, because them on top of each other could be so much, and it would have the eye looking muddy and patchy, so you do not want that. Not patchy, but you know what I mean. So either you keep the greens, the definition of the greens, you know, light, like a deep one and 2 light one, and then you have a go. But you cannot be using those deep shades next to another deep shade and another deep shade, I think that's a recipe for a doodoo green eye look, because that's how mine was starting to look like. So we have on the waterline, lower lash line, the apple along with eucalyptus, like I said, a green, a deep green, and then a very light one. That's how I feel working with this palette would be best for me. There's so many light shades on here. I don't see, like, besides this apple, no, besides this pixie shade as a light blinding shade of a green, I don't see anything. Well, this one is blinding, but y'all see what I mean, in the light range, like almost white, almost this, but in this type of form, that shade, because this is also a green. Let me see, we have this in the tear duct area, then I applied this one on top of it. But if we were to have a greenish shade like this in shimmer form, like, the tear duct area would just be sickening with these greens, okay? Because it would be that pop of shade you need to put into your tear duct area. Besides this one right here, which is lime. Beautiful. Oh, lime is such a pretty color. Everything is so smooth. I barely had any, I said barely, I did not have any fallout at all. Is that a Beauty Bay formula type of shade? Perhaps it is. This is my first Beauty Bay palette and I am loving it so far. I will definitely revisit this palette. It's not an everyday palette for you, and yeah, when we want to get bold and green, I know now I have all of my greens in one palette. Stay tuned for a comparison to the Beauty Bay Earthy palette along with the Carnival Green. We will look at these two palettes next to each other, and then we'll have a thought on it. So thank you guys for, you know, staying tuned, watching this eye being created. I am so tired. You guys see my eyes are red. It's almost midnight, but your girl got to stick through to push these videos, to get them going, to get monetized before, you know, hopefully in a month or so, with your help, we could get there. I'm trying to get to my 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please do so. That will do me a great deal of joy, okay? And I will appreciate that very much so. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the swatch video that I posted prior to this look. I will put a card of that video somewhere on the screen for you guys. I hope you guys are safe out there, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.